All right, now we know how to install your R and RStudio and move around with functions. So let's get started with manipulating some data, saving your files and importing your files. All right, in our script panel, we can just go ahead and create a data frame or do data entry. Let's say you have variables, you have score of your students. So from that, let's say they are marks, write marks, and the less sign, less than sign, and minus sign, and write C as the character variables and the parentheses. Into parentheses, you write scores. Let's say the first student got a 34, the second student 23, another one 45, another one 67, and another one 70. 5 students. And the enter to go to next row. We have names. Okay, and same thing as you did above. You open C and the parentheses, you put names. So let's say the first one is Jen, second one is the Kabul, the third one is the Jam, the fourth one is the Kid, and last one is the Jaws. All right, so you need to run each code. Go to first one, Control Enter. Second one, Control Enter. Now you get error here, Jen not found. Actually, all name can't be found because the name should be into quotation mark. So that is well captured by software. Make sure you put everything that isn't in score, put into quotation mark. That is tip number 1. All right, run it again. Don't forget to run it. All right. And we need to create, let's okay, let's put the agenda. Okay, do the same. See and open parentheses. Let's say this one is 1 for male, maybe 2 for female, like that. You got 1 for female, 2 for male, like that. Jump, I don't know. Just put anything you want. It's just data manipulation. Yes. Yes. All right. And run it too. Now we want to create, you have, these are just rows. These are just rows. These are just rows. And we need to make them columns so that we get a table of data. How do you do that? Let's say our data. Do the same as you did, but we need to use a code called data frame. Data frame is here. Once it comes, just go ahead and click on that. It will open a parenthesis and mention the name of column or variable you want. That marks, we can call it score, then is equal to our row, which is marks. Or make sure you have small letters as it is there. Marks. All right. comma. The second one, name. Yes, this name will be presented by maybe students. Students, all right? And this student variable will be equal to our name here, all right? And so on. If you want to add gender, you can also comma and gender that one, all right? So let's just use these two. So you need to run it again, Control Enter. All right, here in your environment, you can see things. 5 observation of 2 variables. What does this mean? If you click here, you see the variables we are referring to are score and student. We are just here created. And observation are these just column. So for better observation, just go back and click here. Click on data. Just one click. You will see in our script, it will open another file called the data, and it is of course data. It shows the first column of score and the second of student, all right? But it is not, is it well arranged or what? So you can arrange them here by replacing score and start with student name, just like this. Okay, if you run it again and go ahead and click on that, now it is in order. So Jen got 34, Kabul got 23, etc, etc. All right, so we have here, guys, 2 columns, untitled one, our data frame we have created here. All right, sound sweet. So this is how you can enter data manually and how to save it. How to save it. Let's say in your desktop document, you have created a file where everything you are doing in your RStudio will be saved, all right? First of all, let's save our untitled one file, all right? Go ahead and go to File and Save As, because this is the first time we are going to save it. For me, I have created a file on my desktop called Training. Training, all right? Go ahead and just call it as you want. Training, okay? Maybe I can call exercise or just data entry, okay? Data entry, all right? Then hit enter or save. All right, it will come here, data entry, all right, .r, because it is the R script, all right? So you need to go ahead and go to file here so that you see your file. It is in desktop, or yes, you go to file here and come here in these 3 dots. It is taking you to your directory, your working directory, and specify your file so that your R knows it and is here. All right, if you open, everything here will come. So our data entry.r script file is saved in our file, right? User desktop R training, you can see. So I'm repeating this one because it's very crucial. Many beginner do things but they forget where it is saved, so make sure you are working in the right directory. So in my folder I have 2 files, and another one is just training in Excel file that I'm going to explain soon, and very soon. All right, so we learned how to save a file. Then we can save also our data, the data we created. Also, although we can visualize it here and it is in our code, but it is not yet saved. So save will come here, it opens. Check one. So we need a name. We can name it as data as it is there, or just we can call it another name. Let's say our data. So I'm using underscore because in R it's not good to use spaces. Our data. Now, comma, we needed to specify a file. That the file we wanted to save. You see, it is open and it has equal. So that file is equal to our file here. It is this one. It is this one. Copy this one, this name, and put it here. So we need to put in quotation marks so that software will capture it. All right. Oh yeah, that's sorry, that is a mistake. Though the name should be this one. The name should be this one, and it should be having extended extension of RDA or just R data. So this is our name. Should be our name. Okay, our name we needed to give to this data, but this one, the starting one, should be the file we are referring to. Take note of that. All right, after that, then see where here we are going to save. Put your cursor there, control enter. It will come here, but you don't see it here yet. Maybe we don't know where it is saved. It will save in your computer, but it default. But you need to specify where it should be saved here. All right, you come here on setting machine, you go to working directory, go to working or set as working directory. All right, it comes here showing a confirmation that everything you do in your R script, it will save to user desktop R training folder here. Now let's go back and save again. Put your cursor, hit Control and enter. You see, our file is just here. It comes here. All right. So next time if you come, you don't need to go in everything. You just come here and let's just delete this one and come here. You click on that. It will ask if you want to load it. Then say yes. It will give you. It will come here in the environment, but it will give you another link here in console that you can bring here. It is called load. It shows your computer path. If you go ahead control and the control enter, then it will come here again because it doesn't show because it is already there. So if you click here from environment, you are opening your data in your R script for you better visualization. If you can't see very well, let me teach you how to zoom for each panel. For script panel, you hit Control Shift 1. You see, it will only show you this panel. If you want to magnify, we have learned in previous session, you just control and the equal button, like this one. All right. To zoom out, is just control minus button. All right. So to go back to our 4 panels, you just need to hit Control Shift and 1 again. Okay, it comes back. All right. If you want to see your console alone, you have to hit Control Shift and 2. All right, like this one. Go back, Control Shift and 2 again. All right. So this is what I can say by now on saving our created data, all right, and opening again in many ways. All right, so let's go ahead and use already created file. Let's say your data are recorded or entered into your Excel file. All right, so you come here in file, import data set. Yep, maybe from Excel. All right, a tab is open here. So you can write its name, but for avoiding a mistake, you just browse it. All right. You can go to your file where your data is, then click on it, then open it. All right. After opening it, you can specify sheets if your file has many sheets. It may have first sheet, second sheet. Like if you have them, you can then specify them. But since I have only one, then I'm safe. Then import. All right, so it will come here, right? You see we got another file here after our data entry. Data, it's called training. I call training. All right, so here you can scroll down how many how many data I have. So 33 observations means 33 students or people or data among 4 variables. It means I have 4 columns, 4 variables. The first one is the student, number or code or name, gender, type of school, and the scores, their marks. All right. All right. Now remember that we open our data, but our data are saved in Excel. But here we have a chance to open it in R. This R blue arrow shows our data are in R format, but we need to save it. All right, we can come save as we did there. The data is called training with capital. All right, the file by now it's called training. All right, now the file we wanted to call it, you can call it as you want. Let's say it's also training. Yes, but you need to put extension R data or RDA, just that. All right, see in our file, we have in our folder, we only have 3 files. All right, but if you are going to save, let's see if we are working on a right directory and we will get this created file. Control enter. All right, you can see this one. We see training in Excel format, but also we have our training in our data. So we are safe. So we have converted our data from Excel to our R because R is the workable file by now. All right. Now let's go ahead and manipulate data and move around with using simple codes. Okay. Let's say we wanted to see our data. What is in our data? Okay, let's just close our data, the previous one we created, and use this data data we have created. So we can view our data from this file, or we can just use code. Okay, view, just type view. Okay, view will open, and will open with a parenthesis. It is saying put the name of data. It is training. All right, because it is already saved, then the software can give us option, then just click without even typing the whole name. All right, remember to put cursor inside or after, and hit Control Enter if you are using Windows, or Command Enter if you are using Mac. All right, it will then view your data here. You can explore how many observations you have, how many variables you have, what is in those variables. All right. Now let's go back. Use another another code, let's say ls. ls is going to list our variables training, hit control enter. All right, yes. Let's say you have a large or a big file, but you don't know how many variables or how variables are. So if you use ls, it will show you the variables you have. We have gender, you have score, you have student, you have type of score. All right. Now let's go ahead and maybe plot. Okay, plot training. Okay, what do we have? We see many things here because they are mixed. But if we specify the plot of let's say score only, okay, score column, because it is where we have marks, that the plot is meaningful, right? We need to use $sign here, and it will give us option to select. If we hit Control Enter, now we'll see a plot, all right, a scatter plot of training, but in score column, how scores are distributed. All right, this figure, I think you are aware of it. Now let's say we need a histogram. Histogram code is just a hist. All right, if you type histogram trying, then to show up hist, then click on that. You need it to see train, to put your data name, training. Okay, if you hit this one, it will show error because it's not specifying. Let's try to put score. Let's try to put score. Use $sign and put the score. All right, if we hit it, now you can see. Now we can see histogram of training in score, right? Down as scores and the up are frequency. It means how many students got a certain range or are in a certain range of score. That's how you interpret a histogram. All right, but still we have variables, but this histogram is giving the whole score without specifying which one is for, let's say, for male, which one is for female, which one is for private student, which one is public student as our variables. We can use this code again, but it specifies something. Okay, can use this one and use this crochet, and again put training data, because the name of data, $sign, and specify which variable you want. Let's say gender. Okay, if you hit Control Enter, it will give error because it should specify which one among gender, because we have many variables in the gender column. You need to use double equals and the quotation mark and put what you want. If you go to explore training who are in gender, then it is M and F. M for male, F for female. Come back here and put, let's say, M. You need the histogram for only male students. All right. All right. Hit Control Enter. All right. It will come. This histogram is only for male. If you want for female, then you can also do the same, F. All right. This is the histogram for female. All right. If you want it both, then we will learn it in the next sessions, because it needs more combination of codes to put them on one figure. All right. but by now just capture this one. All right, let's go to you want to see which code. Let's explore the whole data. Okay, we can use the summary function, summary code. All right, to open, put your name of data control. All right, it shows you everything. Student, gender, type of school, score. All right, this is not correct because you don't need the mean or first quartile or this statistics for student, because student just scored, and you don't need for gender because gender is just character variable. You don't need it for type of school. You just need it for score because these are just continuous data. So we can just specify in here as using $, then specify that we only need to look in the score column. All right, then it can give you, all right, in score column, minimum is 11, first quartile is here, median is here, mean for the 3%, third quartile, and the maximum score 91. All right, so you see guys, this is enjoyable. You can see how you really manipulate your data using just simple codes. All right. Now we can use a code called the table here and see what it will give us. Table our data. Okay, it gives us a list of every variable there. If we specify as a score or as a just gender, wow, it is good to code because it is giving how many among 33 students are female and how many are male. You see, we have 18 female students and you have 15 male students. All right, so all right, now you can see we can try mean. Okay, mean here it will open. You put your data name is training. If you control, you see we get error. You may need to use a half, light question mark, and the put mean and the control enter. It will show you how to do mean, and if you are not sure, then you can learn from here. But maybe the problem was just to specify. Let's specify training in what? Maybe in score, right? And we can see 43 as we got from summary. All right. Now we can also specify which one, which variable mean for which variable, right? We can use our crochet and put our data and $sign to specify which one. Let's say type of school equals maybe yes, private. So type of school, you see it has a single quotation mark. Maybe we see. Let's hit Control and Enter and see. So we get 40 for private student, like that. So it use this single quotation mark because we have some space in the name. So in next session we learn how to clean our data, to arrange our variables, like to rename other variables like this. So so you will just understand it. All right. Okay. Now I think this is it for this session. Maybe I can show you how to save maybe a figure. Let's go to our file. You see, the folder doesn't have any figure. If we run again, histogram for gender, we can get it here. Then you can just right click and save as. Okay, save as, you can call it it's a female histogram. Okay, if you save, then it will save in our file because you have set our directory. If you go back here, you can see our image is here. If you click on it, it can just open in your computer. All right, so this is how you can manipulate with some simple codes. And if you are not sure how you do things, you can just ask help. Like let's say t-test, how to do t-test. T-test. So the help will open and show you how which write code for t-test to compute a t-test, right? To compare two variables alongside one continuous variable. All right, thank you so much, guys, and let's meet again in next sessions.